we got here. Let's kick off a card back to Nats Park, where the Dodgers take on the Nationals once again today. We have seen this consistently for the first 3 days of this series. The Dodgers are a $2 favorite, minus 210 today. Urias on the hill today for the Dodgers against my man Erick Fadde. And of course, I say that jokingly because I always love going against Fadde. Total is 8.5, and this game shaded towards the over at minus 115. Weather shouldn't be an issue here today. Two guys that are very, very hittable as well, too. So I could see why that would be shaded 8.5, and maybe, kind of surprised maybe there's not a 9 on the board here. But let's talk Dodgers and Washington, and Jeff, start us off.
Yeah, I think one of the best things we can do is continue to just bet Dodger run lines. Look at the last couple of games, easy winners. I know, TC, you had one of them, I think, the other night. It was, 10-1. Last night, 9-4. Truth of the matter is this offense is just terrific, and we all know that. They have a good bullpen. You look at the pitcher today in Urias, someone I want to back. It's a pretty solid season. This national team is not good at really any level. Bullpen sucks. Their starting pitching is disgraceful, and their lineup isn't very good. And that's one of the reasons they lose by margin a lot. You mentioned Fadde. Fedde's another guy. When we start to look at the 8 starts that he has, the split monster has hurt him. You look at his last couple of starts in May, 3 out of 4 starts, he's been pretty good. But you look at his overall numbers, the reason he's been so good in May is because he's pitched a lot on the road, a place that he's actually been very good. You look at his road starts this year, very solid. Only a opponent batting average of 193, in 22 innings. He's been solid. But you look at home in Nationals Park, this guy has been terrible. Now, I know it's not a lot of innings, but 17 innings. He's allowed 13 runs at a 3.09 average, a 1.76 whip, and an almost 7 ERA. He has not been good in that building. I don't think it's going to continue, especially against a team of the Nationals that is so good. You look at the Dodgers. In 29 wins this year, 26 have come by 2 or more runs. In fact, their first 18 wins were by 2 or more runs. Last 2 have come by 2 or more. I'm going to lay the run line today. And remember, I had a lot of trouble with this card. This is the only game that I had any sort of interest in. I'm going to hope the Dodgers sweep the Nats here and head on to another solid series in Arizona where they may sweep them as well.
Yeah. I think hopefully the Dodgers will throw their A lineup out there. Even if they're going to rest a guy or two, they still have enough offense, especially against Fadde here. As you mentioned before, Jeff, the Nats do have some bats, and we know that Urias got banged around 2 starts ago. I had him in the last start when he really threw a gem. He was really good against Philadelphia. And the time before that against Philadelphia, they banged him around. I looked at this game as well, too, but, I don't know. I'm rooting for you. Again, you've got a good solid offense. You got a ham and egg pitcher. So, let's see if the Dodgers can pull this off, and they're motivated here to do that.
And you make the point about the start against Philly. And look, when I look at let's say 8, 9 starts, I see one bad start. I'm going to say to myself, all right, there's one bad start. It was against the Phillies, a good lineup. All in all, this guy's been pretty damn good. And that really is the only start that really, kind of blows up his numbers. So,
BaseWinner, what do you got here?
I've got it priced at minus 196. So to me, it wouldn't indicate a play either way. Interesting about Urias, and he's a guy to me that relies a lot on his location. His location plus number is a 92 percentile, which is good. The stuff plus number 70 percentile, and I think I was a little bit alarmed with Urias because his expected walk rate was so high early on, and in the first 2 games of the season, he was at 13.1% expected walk rate, 10.2% in the second game, and then if you look. The last 3 games, and that to me, this is kind of the keystone for Urias because he's at elite level, probably the best pitcher, if not definitely in the top 5 last year with expected walk rate. But the expected walk rate it almost breaks the model. I had to put a clause in it because the model will go negative with the expected walk percentage. So two of the three starts have been at a 0% expected walk rate, 20% actually balls to pitches, 20% balls divided by pitches thrown in that third start back. And then he goes 0% expected walk rate, 3 starts back, 0% 2 starts back, and 0.8% in the start against the Phillies. So I think that, or check that, he was 7.4% in the start against the Phillies. So it was 2 starts back, he was 0.8%. So 3 of 4 starts that Urias has put out there have been just super elite level from a control standpoint. The stuff metrics supports that as well, and I think that that's kind of what you have to look for with Urias. Is he locating his pitches, and you would say by those numbers in 3 of the 4 starts he has. Fedde's like he's like, don't want to say that he's not that great of a pitcher, but he's not that great of a pitcher. And if you look at his stuff plus numbers, 11%, and his location, he kind of relies on his location, decent location at 73% location from a percentile standpoint. And he's very similar to Paul Blackburn. Paul Blackburn, 16% percentile stuff plus, 74 percentile location plus. So to me, neither one is that great of a pitcher. So I think that Jeff's play has a chance to get in here, especially if Urias is himself over the body of work in, say, the last maybe 7 months. He's going to be able to locate, and I think that that's his strength. I'm going to root for Jeff. I hope this play comes in for me, and I'm going to stay away from it personally.
You just had to throw the Blackburn in there, didn't you?
Well, they're the same pitch. Like, if you look at those two metrics,
Blackburn wins and Fedde doesn't. That's the difference.
But if you look at those two metrics, which are, I mean, they're pretty good metrics. I mean, Enos Harris athletic stuff plus, Enos Harris location plus metrics. I mean, they're really close. I mean, 11 percentile for Fedde, 16 for stuff plus, 16 percentile for Blackburn. So, I mean, I don't know. It's similar pitchers in my opinion.
All right. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, we're about to get to that game, so I'll comment. I think, listen, he just doesn't like Blackburn. He continues to look stupid, though, because
I would say that it's not a personal thing. I would say it's more like the numbers don't like Blackburn. It's not me personally. I mean, I think the guy's got a nice beard, actually, but like I don't handicap based on that. He's gritty, he's crafty, as you would say, but like the numbers, like, oh.
Well, let's get to it.
The most important numbers is, he's 4-0. That's kind of the most important numbers. So anyway,
I would disagree with you. So let's get into the game, and I'll
let's lock Jeff in, okay? And so the Dodgers got 10 yesterday, or 10 2 days ago. They got 9 yesterday. Let's hope the Dodgers keep those bats rolling today, and they put up at least 6 or 7 and get Nadu the run line winner here today. Lane 135, Dodgers on the road against Erick Fadde at Nats Park.